Thank you, Auntie Maxine, for welcoming us to UNSW and your country. I would now like to introduce you to the MC for the International Student Welcome event, Hashin Purul.
Thank you for joining us on O-Day, and I too would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and any Indigenous people joining us here today. My name is Harsheen and I will be your MC for today. I'm finishing up my second year of my double degree in the Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Arts at UNSW. In the UNSW community, I work with the Global Connections team to run events and programs for international students throughout the year, including cultural mentoring and Let's Communicate. I'm also a club executive and marketing director at TEDx UNSW. So as you can tell, UNSW is definitely a place to get involved in both the academic and the social environment. There is quite a lot of information to cover today, but before we dive right into it, I would like to introduce you to our Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Sarah Madison, to officially welcome you to UNSW. Professor Sarah Madison is the Deputy Vice-Chancellor in Education and Student Experience at the University of New South Wales. The division includes Future Students, Registrar and Student Services, Pro-Vice-Chancellor Education, and Pro-Vice-Chancellor Student Success. Sarah has worked in higher education for 25 years, with 10 years of senior leadership experience, including Department Chair, School Dean, Faculty Executive Dean, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, and most recently, Deputy Vice-Chancellor in Education, Experience, and Employability at Swinburne University of Technology. A champion of innovation in learning and teaching and research-informed practice, Sarah has led her team to win a prestigious Australian Government Office of Learning and Teaching Citation and an Open Universities Australia Nova Award for innovation in online learning to build student agency and digital communities. She's been invited to numerous national and international panels on topics including the use of learning analytics to support student retention, learning ecosystems to support borderless education, and pedagogy and learning spaces. Past roles have included the chair of the Women in Astronomy chapter of the Astronomical Society of Australia, the International Astronomical Union Working Group for Women in Astronomy, and the CSIRO Australia Telescope Time Assignment Committee, and member of the SmartSat Cooperative Research, Centre Educations College, Council of the Deans of Science, Square Kilometre Array Cadle at the Life Working Group, Editorial Advisory Board of the Publications of Astronomy Society of Australia, and Australian Research Council College of Experts. Sarah's research area of astrophysics focuses on planet formation, which she explores both observationally and numerically using the world's largest radio telescopes and supercomputers. Let's welcome Sarah.
Thank you very much for the long CV read out there. That was great. A very warm welcome to all of you for joining us here today. It's great to see our international students here on campus. We tried to bring you a beautiful sunny Sydney day, but that didn't quite work, so please hang around and the great weather will follow. This morning we had a really great privilege of having Auntie Maxine Ryan give us a smoking ceremony outside, as well as the Gamay dancers performing some dances for you. I had the absolute privilege of seeing the Gamay dancers once down on Bondi Beach, so I'd really encourage you to keep an eye out for them. They're fantastic in this room and amazing out in nature. And all of those sort of Indigenous cultures and ceremonies that you've already seen today is really about that connection to country, this land that we're on, as well as community and spirituality. And I hope that you get to learn a lot more about that during your time here. What you saw Maxine Ryan give was what we call a welcome to country. And as you heard, a welcome to country is performed by a local Aboriginal person of significance, generally an elder, who belongs and stewards that land. What we also do in Australia is what's called an acknowledgement of country, and they're quite different things, and it's important to sort of understand the difference between them. An acknowledgement of country is a way of showing awareness and respect of the traditional custodians of the land that we're gathered on for a particular meeting or event, and we do that here at UNSW for many of our events. And so as a non-Indigenous person, I would like to pay my respects to Indigenous elders past and present and acknowledge that today we're all here on the unceded lands of the Bidjigal people. UNSW's campuses are across the lands of the Bidjigal people, the Ngunnawal people and the Gadigal people, and I hope that you get over your time here studying at UNSW to visit all of our beautiful campuses. But I'd also really like to welcome and acknowledge each and every one of you here. We're really excited to have you come and join our UNSW family, and we hope that you get a lot out of today's events. Over the last few months, our student life team have been working tirelessly to bring you a great set of activities today, providing you with an action-packed and informative day. And we invite you also back in February to attend the Term 1 orientation with all of the other international students who will be joining us for 2025. So please do come and join extra festivities then. The aim of all of our orientation events here at UNSW is to help you smoothly transition to your new home here at UNSW and to Sydney, to get the most out of your degree and all of the support that we offer you to help you succeed in your studies, as well as all the fun side. It's really important that you have a lot of fun while you're here with us as well. And we offer you a great range of activities through our student organisation ARC, which has over 300 clubs and societies, which is the largest of any student club in Australia. So there's really something to offer each and every one of you. You'll find something that aligns with your interests. To get the most out of orientation, please do try to engage in as many activities as you can fit into your schedule. Today's presentation is filled with important information which we hope will help guide you over these first few weeks and beyond in your studies. And we encourage you to explore all of the fabulous activities and programs that UNSW has to offer, as well as your local community across this area of Eastern Sydney and Sydney more broadly and beyond out to New South Wales and the rest of Australia. I'm going to hand back to Hasheen, who will let you know some more topics that will be covered today. Thanks very much for joining us. Wishing you all the very best for this first term with us and the rest of your studies. Have a great time at UNSW and in Sydney. Thanks.
Thank you, Sarah. Just so you're aware, this event is being live streamed and the recording will be uploaded to the International Student Life page later this week. The topics we will cover today will include student life, student support and staying safe, and visa information for international students. After this presentation, we encourage you to take part in the student support session that we have organised for you, where you can enjoy some food, stalls, and find out more about topics you may or may not have heard about during this event. Throughout the presentation, you will also see some QR codes, like the one on the screen right now, where you can find out more information about certain sections. This particular QR code will direct you to the International Student Life page. The platforms used for courses vary depending on the lecturer and faculty, but include Blackboard Collaborate, Microsoft Teams, and Zoom. Be sure to check your Moodle course page and student email to see which platforms your lecturer will be using. If you're unfamiliar with these platforms, I encourage you to visit the UNSW IT website using the QR code on the screen on how to use them. Another important part of learning is communicating with your course instructors. The main ways of contacting them are via email or Moodle forums. These Moodle forums are frequently used at UNSW as they allow you to communicate with your classmates and course coordinators in addition to your face-to-face classes. The Cultural Mentors are a group of experienced local and international students from diverse backgrounds. This program aims to help international students like yourselves with transitioning into life at UNSW. As Cultural Mentors, we try our best to make you feel at home, answering your UNSW or university-related questions and concerns, and providing you with group mentoring so you can meet other like-minded friends. This term, you have all already been matched with a mentor in the program. If you're interested in joining, simply reply to the email that your mentor has sent you. Your cultural mentor will be hosting weekly mentoring sessions for you in the next 5 weeks for you to get the most support and help out of your UNSW journey. We will also be running 2 English conversation workshops this term for you to get a taste of our very popular program, Let's Communicate. In these sessions, you will be having super casual conversations in a very warm environment to help you improve your confidence in English speaking. If that sounds like your thing, sign up through the QR code on the right. We also encourage you to check out ARC. ARC is your student organisation. It is run by students for students. They have over 300 clubs and societies, so there is always something for everyone. As I've mentioned, I'm marketing director at TEDx UNSW, and I found out about this society through Facebook, which is one of the most common places to find societies. You will also find a bunch of stalls that UNSW societies hold throughout your time here, which will help you see what events are available for you. I would also encourage you to take part in Funner Summer, which is taking place this afternoon at 1 p.m. after the Yellow Shirt Tour. You will get a chance to network and explore what UNSW and the wider community has to offer. They also offer a range of experiences that you can take part in terms of wellness and volunteering. And don't forget to check out the Food Hub. It's a free food pantry initiative and student support and community engagement program for UNSW students. And lastly, if there's any troubles, they also offer free legal advice if you ever need the support at your time here. I'd now like to pass on to Nicole, who will be the student support advisor.
Morning, everyone. My name is Nicole. I'm a student support advisor from UNSW Student Support Team. It's my great pleasure to welcome everyone in the room and also those joining us online today to UNSW. And it is also great to see new faces on campus. Today in my presentation, I will first introduce student support services and also provide you information about other support services on campus, and finally give you important safety advice. Here at UNSW, we value students' well-being and welfare. We also provide great support to all our students. We encourage our students to seek support when they have concerns or questions. We also expect our students to learn and continuously improve their help-seeking skills. So first, let's meet the student support advisor team. We are the team of 8 advisors. We work with our students, providing them with personal advice. We also work with all our students to promote the development of skills needed to navigate and succeed at the university. You can scan the QR code to get onto the student support page. How to access our service? You can access our service via booking appointment. We offer in-person and virtual meetings to all of our students, and usually each session runs around 30 minutes to 45 minutes. What we do for our students: we understand the challenges which are faced by international students. We also understand the first term or even the first year of your student journey can be very challenging because you are here in this new social, cultural, and probably a linguistic environment. Your education system in your home country might be different with what you have in your, with what we have here in Australia. You also need the time to understand the teachers and also the university's expectation, and you'll need the time to learn how to meet those expectations. UNSW is such a big organization, can be hard to navigate. You are here, look after all aspects of your life by yourself, and you're also away from your families and your friends. So that's why you are facing challenges, which is normal. And we offer help to allow students to adjust to the new culture and the university life. We also provide students with procedural advice so you can understand the university policies and procedures. We work with students when they feel overwhelmed or demotivated. We also work with students if you want to form a better study skills and routine. For example, if you want to improve your time management and goal-setting skills, if you want to learn strategies so you can cope better with procrastination and perfectionism, if that's what you want, then you can come to talk to a student support advisor. We also provide assistance within your faculty. We refer you to other support services if we see that is needed. We offer support on personal, financial, accommodation, and work-related matter. We also work closely with students who are impacted by critical incidents. Accommodation support. Study Stays at UNSW is a UNSW-managed database, lists shared housing and rental places within the 15 kilometer of the UNSW. The listings are provided by landlords, real estate agents, and students. Also, UNSW off-campus accommodation support, or we call it OCAS, is a well-established accommodation support, has been offering students with great service. OCAS compiles a list of available accommodation regularly, and you can register your details so to receive email alerts about currently available accommodation. Also, you can book an in-person or a virtual meeting with an OCAS advisor to talk about your personal needs. OCAS can also provide support with accommodation and attendance issues, redirecting you to free legal support like Kingsford Legal Center, Redfern Legal Center, and ARC Legal. You can scan the QR code to understand more about accommodation support available here at UNSW. Also, we have the OCAS store available outside the building after this event. If you have accommodation-related requests, you can go to their store to chat with them. They will be there until the 12 p.m. today. Now, let's look at other important services available here at UNSW. I know it is a very exciting time starting university and making new friends, and the last thing on your mind is to get sick or feel stressful. But things may happen, and it's important for you to know where to go when it's needed. For the support for your mental health, the best place to start at UNSW is Mental Health Connect. They can talk with you to understand what has been going on with you and also link you with the best service. You can go to their website to register directly. If you want to talk to someone anytime, you can also either call or text the UNSW 24/7 mental health line. Sexual misconduct. So I need to say here that we hold zero tolerance to sexual misconduct. And I also encourage everyone to report sexual misconduct via our gender violence portal. You can choose to remain anonymous or disclose your name and a contact detail. The positive thing about giving your personal details is that a professional staff from UNSW Mental Health Support will contact you to offer you help. Education adjustment. UNSW Equitable Learning provide students with health conditions or currently performing a career role with education adjustments. Education adjustments are special settings in the classroom special settings for your assignments and exams. The conditions can be either physical or mental, temporary or ongoing. Academic skills. So if you are looking at improving your academic skills, you can book sessions with academic skill support advisors. It is one-on-one. Also, you need to understand when I'm talking about academic skills, it is not about course content. It is actually about general study skills which would be required. For example, orientation skill, note-taking skill, academic writing skill, and reading skill. Special consideration. We understand circumstances do arise in your life, which means you may need a bit extra time to work on assignments, or you may need to sit a supplementary exam. And that's the time you need to submit a special consideration request. Please go to the special consideration webpage to read more, because for almost all the special consideration requests, you will have a very narrow window to even submit your request. So you really need to know how to apply, when to apply, and also with what supporting document you need to provide. Health. So basically, we here at UNSW, we have a great GP service available. Before I move on to the next slide to talk a bit more about UNSW Health Service, I want you to scan the QR code, which will lead you to how we help you page. And on the page, you will know more support services available here at UNSW. Now, I'm going to show you a short video so you can have a better understanding of UNSW Health Service.
The UNSW Health Service is a comprehensive health service that's available to all students and staff at the university. Healthcare systems around the world vary greatly from country to country, so here's a brief overview of how the Australian health system works. If you're feeling unwell or have a minor injury, your first point of contact is a general practitioner, or a GP, who works at a health service or doctor's surgery. Australian GPs have extensive training and experience in treating many different types of illnesses and injuries, which may be treated by specialists or emergency wards in other countries. If the GP can't provide the treatment you need, they'll refer you on to a specialist. Specialist appointments can only be made with a referral letter written by a GP. It's important to remember though, if you're experiencing a life-threatening medical emergency, you should call 000 or go to the nearest hospital emergency department. At the UNSW Health Service, we have a team of highly experienced GPs who can provide a range of medical services. We can treat everything from general health issues and sports injuries to heart problems. We can also conduct men's and women's health checks and provide vaccinations for health and travel. Making an appointment with us is easy. You can book a time via our online booking system through the UNSW Health Service website or through the Appoint You app, which you can download on your phone. You can also come in and speak to our staff in person. All appointments with us are completely confidential, and the health service does not link or share your personal records with the university. For domestic students who hold a Medicare card or international students with a Medibank OSHC card or AHM card, there is no cost to see a GP. A small fee may be charged for some vaccinations and dressings if needed. If you are an international student with other health insurance funds, you may need to pay upfront and be reimbursed later by your health insurer. On the day of your appointment, you can find us on the ground floor of the Quadrangle at the Kensington campus. Please check in with reception and present your UNSW ID card and a Medicare or health insurance card.
As an international student, the GP-centered model of care here in Australia might be something that we're not used to back in our home countries, but what I really like about the UNSW Health Service here is that the doctors are really actively involved in our personal health and well-being, and even going the extra mile to call us after hours to check in on how we're doing.
It's great to be able to see the doctor instead of going straight to the hospital. And I was so relieved that I found out everything is covered by overseas student healthcare insurance.
The UNSW Health Service prides itself on patient confidentiality, and that means that students like ourselves can feel comfortable speaking freely with the doctors and staff there on any physical or mental health issues that we might have.
The health service is really convenient because it's located on campus, and I can see the doctor straight away without needing a referral.
They really just want to help you out and make sure that you're well looked after.
So remember, if you have any concerns about your health or well-being, come in and see our friendly staff.
It is very important for you to activate your Overseas Health Cover, OSHC, first thing when you arrive in Sydney. You can do it either in person or online. Students are encouraged to take comprehensive cover, which would cover any underlying medical issues you might have. If you've assigned to a different cover, it is okay. We encourage you to contact your health insurance company to understand what your insurance would cover you with. Also, if you are with Medibank, right after this event, you will see Medibank store outside the building. It would be great if you can go to have a chat with them and to learn how to activate your membership if you haven't activated, and also to understand a bit more about your insurance. If you are feeling unwell, the first thing you need to do is to go to see a family doctor, or we call a general practitioner or a GP. At UNSW Health Clinic, most students are bulk billed under their health cover, which means we directly bill your insurance company rather than you. At some doctors, you will need to pay fee, so it is important for you to check before you're making any appointment. Also, here at Australia, the GP can treat most illnesses, and if they can't, they will refer you to a specialist or hospital. There are rare occasions you go to the hospital directly. For example, if there's an emergency, or if you have a serious concern about your safety or someone else's safety. Now, let's move on to talk about safety. So first, I really want you to take a photo of this page because those are the emergency contact numbers. First one, 000. If you are in emergency, you need to dial 000 for the police, ambulance, or fire truck. Also, you can contact the police by dialing 131 444, and if you want to report a crime, then you will dial 100 333 000. Before I show you a quick video about a great app used by UNSW students for their safety, I want all of you to scan the QR code right now and to download the Safe Zone app. Please download the app and install it. Everyone done scanning the QR code? Yeah? All right, great. Now, I'm going to show you a video talking about how to use the app.
Hi, I'm Tara Murphy, Director of Security here at UNSW. We are fortunate in that we study, work, live and socialise within a safe campus. But as we go about our day-to-day activities, we also need to remain mindful that sometimes things can go wrong. I want to tell you about a new app called Safe Zone that we're rolling out in a bid to enhance security and safety for everyone in the UNSW community. The main objective of Safe Zone is to provide immediate access to individual assistance in the event of an emergency. Safe Zone enables you to alert UNSW security with the touch of a button. Once alerted, the Operations Centre can quickly dispatch our security teams to your location on campus. Safe Zone can also send out push notifications about emergency or critical incidents at UNSW that may impact you and where you may need to take action. The Safe Zone app is a great tool to have, even if you think you won't need it. In the event of an emergency outside campus, you can also use it to quickly connect to 000. Safe Zone is super straightforward. Download it from the App Store or from Google Play and register using your ZID email address. Then take a look around, check out the main features on the homepage. There are 3 big buttons: the emergency button, the first aid button, and the non-urgent security button. Press the red emergency button for life-threatening situations. This will raise an alert to the Security Operations Centre with your location and connect you to an operator. Press the green first aid button if you or a friend require initial medical assistance. This will alert security to prepare for a medical emergency. For non-urgent security inquiries, such as if you're lost on campus or have been locked out of a room, use the blue button. To use any of these services, simply tap on the button once. Don't stress it if you accidentally hit a button. You can always cancel within a few seconds by clicking the same button again. Other features include a time check-in feature for people working alone after hours and a see it, say it tip reporting feature, which gives you an easy way to report things like vandalism or identifying areas on campus where you feel unsafe. This will help my team assess these spaces for any additional security measures that can be implemented. Safe Zone also provides important links to safer communities, staff and student wellbeing, and helpful information on tracking the UNSW shuttle service. That's Safe Zone for you. Hopefully you won't ever need it, but it's here to ensure your safety at UNSW.
Okay, so let us go through those buttons together. But while I'm going through those buttons, please do not press the buttons because in the last orientation, while I was explaining those buttons, more than 100 students actually pressed the button and sent multiple emergency calls to the Security Operations Center, causing 5 security staff plus the manager arrived at the scene and put me on their blacklist. So please do not press the button, okay? All right, so when you open up the app, you will see the page on the slide, and you will see clearly 3 buttons. The red one is for emergency. The green one is for medical emergency. So if you have an emergency or a medical emergency, and then you press either the red or the green button, which will send an emergency call to the Security Operations Center. And they will put you through with a security staff to understand your situation, and also they will help you to dial 000. If you are on campus, it's better to contact the security rather than dial 000 right away, because, like what I said, the campus is big, and if you call 000 right away, it can be very hard for you to explain clearly where you are and also give the direction to the police or the paramedic so they can locate you quickly, all right? So remember, if you are on campus, you contact the security. The green button is for you to contact the security for non-emergency issues. The great thing about this app is that you can either use it on campus or off campus. If you use it off campus, once you press the green or the red button, it will dial 000 right away. Critical incident policy. So critical incident policy outlines what UNSW will do if students get involved in critical incidents. UNSW Security will work with senior managers within UNSW to manage the incident and contact the affected students or their emergency contact. Also, if urgent situation happens on campus, the critical incident team will contact affected students by sending them a SMS alert. So it is important for you to keep your personal contacts and a contact of your emergency up to date in my UNSW. I need to say, UNSW is a safe campus and Sydney is a safe city. But it's still important for you to understand actions to take to stay safe. First, open a bank account as soon as possible. Activate your insurance. Keep your bag and belongings close to your body, and when you can always see them. Do not carry large amount of money. Plan your trip ahead and make sure you have enough money to get home. Try to travel home with friends or in a group. Do not walk home alone at night time. Never ever hitchhike. Use pedestrian walkways and cross the street at a pedestrian or lights where available. Do not use your phone while walking or crossing the street. You can scan the QR code to go to Stay Safe in Australia to understand more safety advice. It's summer, it's hot. Today is different, and the rain tells you another story, but I can guarantee you the summer is coming, and many of you will visit the beach. It is important for you to keep yourself safe. So I'm going to show you a quick video about beach safety.
We all love hitting the beach in summer, and we know that the safest place for us to swim is always between the red and yellow flags at a beach patrolled by lifeguards or surf lifesavers. But a lot of people swim at unpatrolled beaches, and tragically, that's where most of the drownings in Australia happen every year.
The first thing when you hit the beach is to stop and think. Where are the lifeguards? If there's no lifeguards, are the conditions dangerous for me? Are the waves too big? Are there rip currents around? Because you do not want to go swimming if the conditions are outside of your comfort zone and if there's any rips. What I'm looking for is whitewater. Whitewater means the waves are breaking, it's shallower, it's much safer. I'm also looking for these dark green gaps between the whitewater because the chances are those are rip currents, and that's not where I want to swim. White is nice, green is mean. But they're not always easy to spot. That's why you need to spend time. You need to spend a few minutes. And if you start to see this persistent dark gap going out through the whitewater, chances are that's a rip current. A little bit of elevation always helps. Maybe there's a headland or a car park that's a little bit higher. That always helps spot these dark gaps a little bit better. But the bottom line is if you're not sure if there's rip currents around, then you really don't want to go in the water. If you do find yourself caught in a rip current, don't panic because rips are just taking you for a ride. They don't pull you under the water. Please relax, stay calm, float, raise your hand or you wave your hand for help. Surfers do a lot of rescues, and they have a nice flotation device that you can hold on to. So if you are in trouble, get their attention. Tragically, every year we get a lot of what we call bystander rescuer drownings, and often it's a parent trying to save a child. The main thing to remember is don't rush in. Call for help, and if you are going to go in the water, you must grab something that floats. Look around the beach. Maybe there's a boogie board lying around or a surfboard, because that gives you and the person you're trying to rescue something to hold on to, and that can make a difference. You go to the beach, it's a place of joy, it's a place of relaxation, it's a place of fun, and it shouldn't be a place of tragedy. If you want to go swimming, you need to look up and down the beach, and if you see any lifeguards, lifesavers, if you see some red and yellow flags, that's absolutely where you need to be. Rip currents are the biggest hazard on our beaches and the biggest cause of drownings. So it really makes sense to just stop and think. If in doubt, don't go out.
Learn to Swim. It's a great program available to students. It's for free, and it is an 8 one-hour session. It is a great opportunity for you to learn a life skill, to learn to swim, or to improve your swimming skills, or get more confident. Also, it is a fun activity, it is a social activity for you to meet new friends. So if you want to know more and join the program, you can scan the QR code on the slide. Finally, scams. Unfortunately, international students are the target of scam, and we receive quite a lot reports from students who have been scammed. So here, that's why I bring up this important information about scam to raise your alert. Some common types of scam, like rental, contract cheating, employment, and sextortion. You really need to stay vigilant. So here are some advice. If you receive an email or a text message contain a link, please do not click the link. You should go to the company's official website or use the company's authorized mobile app rather than click on the link right away. Please do not provide your personal information, including your bank account, to someone you don't know or you don't trust. And definitely do not transfer money to someone you don't know or you don't trust. Also, do not take immediate action, which is the hardest. Why? Because the nature of all scams is to create a sense of urgency. So people receiving a scam call or a message would feel being threatened, and they would feel like taking an immediate action otherwise, okay? When I'm saying otherwise, I'm saying it is not always linked to damages, okay? It can also probably link to some good things you may miss. For example, a phone call may say, you need to take the offer right now, otherwise you will lose it right away. So if you couldn't remember most of the information we bring up today, just remember, after you're receiving a call or a message or an email, if you feel the sense of taking the action right now, then it is probably a scam. Okay, so you just need to remember, nothing needs to happen at the moment. Okay, so you need to take the time to cool down, to think about it, and also to seek advice. Also, we have a web page, particularly for scams. So it is important for you to scan the QR code, to jump on the webpage, to read more about scams. Also, we send students emails, including information about scams. So it is important for you to regularly check your email for relevant information. Finally, I really want to bring your attention to this particular type of scam, virtual kidnapping, because we see a significant increase in the number of cases reported to the New South Wales Police, and also the psychological trauma and huge financial loss to the victims and their family. So when I say huge financial loss, I'm not saying hundreds of dollars, I'm saying hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is a huge financial loss. So basically the scam started with a phone call to the victims. Scammers claim to be the police, prosecutor, or embassy or consulate staff. They claim that they have evidence showing the victims getting involved in serious crimes. And victims are coerced into transfer large amount of money into unknown offshore bank accounts. Scammers threaten victims with deportation and imprisonment. When the victims say they have no more money to give, the scam escalates. All right, so it's not about they stop. Actually, it is the time the scam escalates. The scammers will ask the victim to fake their own kidnaps so they can ask for ransom payments from their families for their safety release. The scammers will use different tricks to isolate the victims. For example, they will ask them to use an encrypted mobile app. They will ask them to contact absolutely no one. They will ask them to check in a hotel room or even travel to another country. The victims are so brainwashed, and they even couldn't believe the real police is the police. It is serious, and also this particular type of a scam is targeting young international students from certain countries like China. So it is important for you to raise your awareness of this particular type of scam and be vigilant and also help your friends. Finally, the scam safety session. So if you want to know more about scam, like what types of scam and what are the tricks the scams use, and also how to protect your safety, we have a scam safety session on Monday, the 18th of November from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. It is online, and you can scan the QR code to register. Now that's the end of my presentation. I will hand over to Trinity from UNSW Compliance to talk about COE and visa. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see all of you joining us today. So welcome to UNSW. My name is Trinity. I'm the manager of International Student Compliance team. My team provides advice and support to international students on student visa, your COE, your study load, issues that relate to you as an international student. We have a drop-in session at the Nuclear Student Hub from 2 to 4 every day, Monday to Friday. So yeah, it's face-to-face interaction consultation. So you just come to the UNSW Student Hub, and from 1:30 to 2 to book an appointment from 2 to 4. Okay. We work really closely with the Nuclear Student Hub, your faculty, and the student support advisors to make sure we provide the best tailored advice to you. I'm going to talk through some very important information on student visa and responsibilities as a student visa holder. Most of you or all of you would be on a student visa, and your student visa comes with certain responsibilities. The first one and the most important one, you need to make sure you have a valid COE at all times. I'm sure you will all know by now, COE stands for Confirmation of Enrollment. It's the document that you use to apply for your student visa, and it's the document that your student visa was granted based on. On your COE, it has a lot of essential information, so your information on your program and yourself, so your name and your date of birth, etc. On the COE, it has an expected course completion date. So that's the date you are expected to complete your studies at UNSW. The standard program duration is calculated based on full-time study, so that goes to the other points. You need to make sure you complete your study, your degree, by the end date on your COE. So that means you need to enroll in 48 units of credits in a year. 48 units of credits is usually 8 subjects. We assume 6 units of credits for each subject. In order to do that, because we have 3 trimesters at UNSW, so you need to enroll in 3 subjects in 2 trimesters, and then 2 subjects in the 3rd trimester. But you're starting in T3C, term 3C, which is a shorter session, so you will only need to enroll in 1 course, 1 subject in this term. I don't think we have any study abroad or exchange students here yet. So in order for you to complete your degree by the end date on your COE, you need to enroll in 48 units of credits each year. Because we can only extend the length of your study under very limited circumstances. That would be if you had compelling circumstances. For example, you were unwell and you applied for reduced study load to reduce your studies during that term. And you also need to maintain satisfactory course progress. I'll talk about that a bit more later. The other important student visa responsibilities would be updating your current address, your contact details, and your personal email address in My UNSW and in your IME account. Yeah, please take a photo of this. It's very, very important for you to update all your contact details in My UNSW and also in IME account, particularly your personal email address. Just to make sure you have all your contact details updated, because you will need to be able to receive and respond to important emails and correspondence from the university and sometimes from government departments such as the Department of Home Affairs. So for Chinese students, probably have a look at your email. So which email do you use now? So if it's not the QQ or 163 emails that you provided to us earlier, please update that. So let us know the email address that you regular check and you use now. And make sure you check your emails regularly. There might be serious consequences if you don't check your emails, you miss very important emails from the university or from Home Affairs, and don't take actions promptly. You also need to make sure you have OSHC for the duration of your visa. Like Nicole just said, please activate your OSHC as soon as possible. And just one more point, go back to updating address. You need to update your address and all your contact details within 7 days of your arrival in Australia. And if you change your address, if you move to a different places in future, you also need to make sure you update all your address and contact details within 7 days of change. If you are under 18, so if you're an under 18 student, you also need to keep your approved accommodation, support, and general welfare arrangements. Work rights, I'll talk about work rights a bit more in the next slide. As you're on the student visa, there's work restrictions for student visa holders. From 1st of July last year, so 23, student visa holders can work no more than 48 hours per fortnight while you're studying. So while you're studying means you are enrolled in the term and studying. Student visa holders can work more than 48 hours per fortnight if their course of study is not in session. So that means official term breaks. So official term breaks from each term, between each term. During that time, if you're not enrolled, you can work more than 48 hours a fortnight. But again, if, for example, in summer term, you choose to enroll in summer is not a compulsory term. So if you're not enrolled in summer, you can work more hours, but some students might choose to enroll in summer term so that they can finish earlier. So as long as you're enrolled in a non-compulsory term, such as summer, you can't work more than 48 hours because you'll be studying. The other circumstances when you can work more is when you are enrolled in a master's by research program, so a PhD or a master's by research, so research program. If you are enrolled in those programs, you can work more than 48 hours a fortnight after you've commenced your study. And also, if you're undertaking compulsory work components, work experience, so this must be a mandatory program component. For example, if you're enrolled in a Bachelor of Engineering Honours, you will need to complete compulsory work experience. You can't finish your program before completing the work experience. So that's mandatory requirement within your program. If you're working towards your internship, your work experience, the hours you work in that will not be included or in your 48 hours work limit. But if you have finished your internship, or if you have finished internship hours, for example, but you continue working in that company, those hours will be included in the work restriction. There's also some updates for international students on online study limit. So the online study limit has always been in place before COVID, but during COVID, it was relaxed because because of lockdowns and border closure. International students were unable to come to Australia to commence or continue their studies during COVID. So a lot of students were studying online during COVID. But with ease of restriction and border reopen, the online study limit has resumed from 1st of July last year. So international student visa holders must be studying in person in Sydney. You need to be enrolled in at least one face-to-face or in-person course each term, and take no more than 1/3 of your overall enrollment online. So you might be thinking or wondering what is considered face-to-face or in-person, or what's considered online. The course you're enrolled in, a lot of the courses might be multimodal. So you will find they have multiple course components. For example, you might have a seminar, a workshop, or tutorial, lectures. As long as you are enrolled in at least one face-to-face component, so at least one face-to-face in all of this, this course will be considered as an in-person or face-to-face course. Any course will be considered online if you have not registered for at least one face-to-face or in-person component. So if you enrolled in all of these online, then it will be considered online. But as long as you enrolled in at least one in person, it will be considered in person. So just be careful when you class register, when you enroll and class register. Make sure you enrolled in at least one in-person component. Also, hybrid classes are considered online. So hybrid, if it says hybrid, it's considered online. If you cancel your enrollment, if you don't meet satisfactory course progress, you will be in breach of your student visa conditions. You need to make sure you maintain satisfactory progress as well. Each program will have requirements, and your academic standing will be assessed after the result of release of result of the term. So after results released at the end of the term, your academic standing will be assessed. If your academic standing is below good, you will receive an email, a letter from the university to notify you of that, and to also to let you know what you could do to improve your academic performance. You can meet with your academic advisors or the support, our advisors as well, to discuss how you can improve your academic performance. But just to remember, like Nicole introduced earlier, we have a lot of support services available to you throughout your studies at UNSW. Last but not least, just a few key dates for you to remember. So you are starting in T3C. So this term is term 3C. It's a shorter term compared to the usual term 1, 2, or 3. The last day to class register. So you would enroll in a subject. After that, you also need to register for classes. So these are 2 steps for enrollment. So if you enrolled in a course, but you don't class register, after the last day to class register, you will be withdrawn from the course. So just remember, the last day to class register is Tuesday, the 12th of November, which has already passed. So I hope all of you have already enrolled and class register. So remember enrollment 2 steps, enroll and register for classes. And then the last day to pay fees is this Sunday, the 17th of November. And census day for T3C. Census day is the last day to drop courses without financial and academic penalties. That is Sunday, the 24th of November. For this term, T3C, your results will be released on Friday, the 10th of January next year. Like I said, we run daily drop-in session at the Nuclear Student Hub. So if you have any questions, you can either email us, so that's our email, or come to the Nuclear Student Hub from 1:30 to 2, Monday to Friday, to book an appointment from 2 to 4. So we have an advisor at the hub to see students every day. So it's from 2 to 4. That's all from me. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon on campus.
Mentioned. It's located on the first floor of the library to your right-hand side, and it is essential at your time here at UNSW. The Student Hub will be your first go-to point for any questions you have throughout your student career. They can help you with enrollment, student ID, speaking with your faculty representatives who will tell you more about your degree if you have questions, and many more services. 2, make sure you stay connected with your student email. You'll get notifications from us time to time with all the details in your student letter, but you will also get an invitation to our Term 1 2025 O-Week, which will be the largest orientation we will have next year. So please stay tuned. I know today's presentation covered a lot of different